October the 11th is National Coming Out Day. Why is it still difficult for people to come out? Shouldn't it be easier than it ever has been before? Well, not necessarily. There are still a range of difficulties to consider, particularly for those who come from certain religious or cultural backgrounds. It really isn't, if you'll pardon the pun, that straightforward. The UK is a particularly inclusive country, which I am fortunate to live in, but there are a broad range of other countries across the world where the picture is vastly different. In Russia, for example, promoting homosexuality, whatever that means, is illegal. In Malaysia, there is widespread violence against the LGBT community, which is tolerated by the state. In Qatar, homosexuality is punishable by up to 3 years in prison. In Uganda, homosexuality or the promotion of it is punishable by up to 20 years in prison. And in Iran, Somalia, Brunei, Afghanistan, and a range of other countries, homosexuality is punishable by imprisonment or the death penalty. The death penalty. And the reality of all this still casts a shadow on the lives of gay and bisexual people such as myself who are living in more tolerant countries. Even though I am living in a safe and progressive country, I continue to inhabit a world where across dozens of other countries I am hated. I am viewed as a criminal, I am compared to paedophiles and rapists, and I would be living my life in fear of vigilante attacks against me, which would have the support of the state and wider society. And although the UK is a fantastic place to live as a gay person, it's scary to live with the reality that could change at any time. We've seen this in the US more recently with restricted access to abortion being imposed in a number of states. Something I thought I'd never live to see is now a reality for many people living in America. We've also seen Italy's right-wing government cracking down on city councils to stop them registering same-sex parents as valid parents on a child's birth certificate. They're pushing for only the biological parent to be recognised. So if you've adopted a child or you're the non-biological parent of a child, I don't know how many years you might have been a parent, everything you've done from that child, feeding it, clothing it, taking it on trips, walking it to school every day, clearing up its nappies and mess, whatever you've done, according to the Italian government, that doesn't make you a parent. My partner and I have to be conscious about where we travel, not only for our own safety, but for our daughters, because in many, many countries, only one of us would be recognised as the legal parent of our child. So is coming out important? Of course it is, it always will be, socially and politically, but we have to appreciate that for many, many people, it simply isn't an option. When you see a rainbow flag in your local coffee shop, or a colleague wearing a rainbow lanyard, or you have to undergo that equality and diversity training at work yet again, just remember that the casual, everyday acceptance that we have here, that we sometimes argue has gone too far, sit in stark contrast to the violence, exclusion, and discrimination that are their everyday realities in other countries. Thank you for listening, and happy National Coming Out Day.